Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome back to the Sunday Recap, my weekly vlog where I talk a bit about my last week in games. And unfortunately I caught a cold last week, so my time spent in EVE Online has been less than average on a couple of days. I was really sick enough that I just couldn't play anything at all, but once I started to get better in like the second half of the week, I did spend a little bit of time in EVE Online exploring, of course, and well, it feels pretty great when you undock from the Astrahus. You see a couple of signatures in detail, you find a 3 out of 10 and it drops 95 million ISK, so that really is pretty damn awesome. Thank you, Bob, for that fortuitous return to exploration there. It felt like that was basically my first exploration session of the week, and I was like, yeah, great reward. That was absolutely amazing. I still kept up with the all-in-one Ishtar usage as well, from time to time cleaning up some anomalies. That is basically even more relaxed than the exploration that I usually do, and well, when you're trying to recover a little bit, then I think that makes a lot of sense. So I just go into the dens, the refuges, pretty much anything that I can find, destroy everything with ogres. You can just deploy them, let them do their thing, and then salvage drones and a mobile tractor unit for all of the loot. It's not great, it's not 95 million in a single site or anything like that, but it is consistent, and yeah, you get some extra salvage there, which I might actually start using for some industry. I'm not sure if we have a lot of blueprints for rigs, but I think that it might be interesting to take a look at that as well. So I think I'll continue that effort. Maybe I'll even combine that with the combat signature stuff, like the Sansha Watch is not great for your chance at loot, but it is great for the amount of ships and wrecks that you will create eventually. So perhaps we'll continue to explore that avenue of salvaging and then adding an industry layer on top of that. Of course, right now we have all eyes set on the expansion that is coming next week, and well, I wouldn't say that I'm excited exactly. I'm more curious for the expansion and the Triglavian invasion. I wonder what kind of content it is. Is it just like the Sansha incursions, or is there a different aspect, or are there different aspects to it? And well, from the description, I mean, different types of ores, and you have to look for clues. So it sounds like it might be a little bit different, but we'll have to wait and see, of course, until the expansion itself drops. I'm really curious about that, and of course also about the roadmap that CCP has planned for the rest of the year for EVE Online. So we'll have to see. Open beta for the 64-bit client as well, coming with the expansion, comes as a bit of a surprise to me, but I would say I'd consider that to be very good news, and we'll definitely give that a try as well. And well, because of that gold, I hardly played anything else last week, but there is one game that I took a few hours from my time to take a look at, and that is Hearthstone with the new solo adventures. So I still personally really enjoy these solo adventures. I think they're very cool, very accessible, and actually very replayable as well. Incredibly great content in my opinion for a free-to-play game, but Blizzard did apparently decide to switch it up on that front, because if you want a whole adventure with all the classes available, it's like something like 20 euros or so. So it is put behind a paywall. You do get a teaser, the first chapter, they're calling it, with the first class, which is a mage class, and then you can actually earn some rewards to get better starting decks, to get better hero powers as well. So there is a bit of progression. I think you can pretty easily go through that first chapter 3, maybe 4 times, and then you'll basically have exhausted that first class and that first chapter, and then you have to decide whether or not it's worth it for you to purchase the rest of the Dalaran heist. I think there is a gold option, but if, like me, you're definitely a super low activity free-to-play player, you don't have the gold for that. Well, on the other hand, there should be that option to earn it in-game, so that, in my opinion, still keeps the system fair. And yeah, it doesn't come as a surprise. I personally do think that it is great content. It's lots of free hours that we already got out of the solo adventures in Hearthstone, and so Blizzard deciding that for this one, going all out, I mean, it's a lot more options, a lot more cool stuff, I think, that you can experience and build in the solo adventures. Definitely a lot of hours if you're gonna go through all of the chapters with all of the classes, explore all of the options. That is going to be worth a little bit of money, but for me, not right now, basically, because next week we have the EVE Online expansion, so I will be spending quite a bit of time in EVE, taking a good close look at that. And then in a couple of weeks, on June 7th, I believe, we have a new expansion or a new league as well for Path of Exile called Legion, and with a massive rework to movement skills and to melee abilities and to the bosses as well, which should make it a lot less chaotic and actually allow you to dodge things a little bit better. I am looking forward to that, to at least take a good look at that as well. And so I would say right now I don't really have the time for that news, for a lot of that new solo adventure, and so I'm probably going to just keep an eye on it. Perhaps it'll come on sale at some point, or perhaps at some point I'll get bored enough to actually pull the trigger and buy it, to take a closer look at it and to enjoy it, because it is a lot of fun in my opinion as well. And yeah, that's it for my last week, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.